Hey folks, Dude here, coming at you on Wednesday, May 6th, and well, I'm still in the recovery process from the very long weekend, the rock concert, also known as M3. Oh man, it was an awesome time, and I really kind of took myself outside myself with probably just really overstressing my beat up body to the late depth and breath that probably I'm still paying the pain dividends of being, well, that kind of a dumbass. Uh, what am I doing now? Well, I'm using a product that if you guys know about, it can be pretty much a game changer if you are in like dire straits for like muscle spasms, or if you have chronic injuries, or like me, where you have a blown knee and arthritis and numerous old injuries that are coming back to bite me. Like I broke my back when I was a kid, so it's one of those old injuries that always is kind of in the background. Now, the thing about it is you really can't fix a back. You can try to fix a back, you can do the surgery, and there's about a 50-50 chance of things going correct. And there's about a 50-50 chance of things going pretty much either baseline or worse. So most times doc's going to say, unless you are like absolutely just circling the drain, can't do anything for you, we're just not doing surgery. Okay, that's just all there's to it. You're pretty much going to be just stuck with what you got and make do. Well, you can always do, the pain meds and all the rest of that happy horse stuff. But you know what? Drugs and even pharmaceuticals, it's a band-aid on a continuing issue. It doesn't fix the problem. Now, sometimes also it's a case where you put the pain meds on there, you're overextending yourself and you're doing potentially more damage. Knocking down the pain level it's a good thing because you're not like all tensed up and all the rest of that's happy horse stuff, and you're banging yourself up trying to use something that's just kind of like you're rubbing raw ends on raw ends. Now the thing is, there's also some products out there that if you guys know about it can work in your favor. Now, case in point for me at least, there's a product, and I've actually used this in numerous occasions when I was doing physical therapy after my surgeries. And of course, when I had some instance where I literally had to stop driving professionally because of ongoing onset of things just getting worse. Now, like I said, broke my back. Back is not happy. Of course, when you do any kind of an injury to your body reacts. It does three things. Number one, it increases blood flow to the area. That's where you get your swelling. That's where you get your bruising. Number two, you have, of course, the pain response, which makes you then react and like flinch, twinge, and not do the things that you're going to be doing. And it makes it worse sometimes because now you're counteracting the injury and you're jerking and popping and jumping around, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Now, how can I move around like this right now? Because I'm actually doing the third thing, and I'm taking the nerve response and I'm making it kind of turn on its head and not know what the heck's going on. The nerve response, when those times you're in pain or your body's trying to deal with an injury, is it tenses up all the muscles around the area to keep you from doing further injury or damage to that zone. Now, what I'm actually using here is I'm using a product called a STIM unit. These are on Amazon, typically under $40, and usually what it does consist of is it consists of a control unit. It has two plugs in the control unit. The control unit is attached to a cord which has two connectors. The two connectors then go to these guys. Now, I need to get more of these because they actually are a wear item, but what this is it's kind of this almost kind of sticky, kind of a weird, kind of, it's just gelatinous, kind of it's not going to come off easy, but it's almost like that kind of glue type stuff you find on like shipping packages, but it is also transmissible to current. So what happens is the wire from the unit has two ends. There is an end that plugs obviously into the unit, and there's another end that kind of looks like a little pin on that end. Let me see. I'll just pull this out and I'll show it to you guys. So literally what this thing does is it has the plug end, which is, your standard little phono jack, nothing crazy there. It actually plugs into the unit. So pretty much it's just a two connector pin. And then you have these two little spiky guys right here. And what they do is they plug into the contact pads. So the contact pad plugs into this. Nothing crazy there, no great rocket science involved. This, of course, then the black side sticks to your body in the affected, and completely not happy area of the human body of which you're experiencing your discomfort. Now, for me at least, I have encountered this, which is known as STIM, or electrical stimulation. And what it is, it's a bell curve, kind of almost baby taser type of thing. I mean, it literally is like you're literally tasing your body. And the thing that's kind of cool, too, is if you get the plugs and the pads and the contact area just right, you can create a galvanic response, and you can make your muscles twitch and jump and all the rest of that. That's not what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is, well, what you're trying to do expressly is you're trying to take that area that's affected, and now not happy. Like, currently what I have is I have it on both sides of my spine. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the current jump and I'm running it across the muscle group that is afflicted right now. So before, when I was getting up and I was trying to move up out of bed and just get to an upright standing position, literally every muscle in my lower back would just chink, just completely lock up. And I would literally have to roll out of bed and stand up gradually, because if I stood up too fast, my whole entire back would just literally just lock up. So what I'm doing here is I'm running current from one side of my back to the other side of my back, and I'm taking that muscle group and I'm overloading it. I'm putting STIM through there, and there's a couple things that's kind of cool about STIM. It does a couple things. Number one, it overloads the muscle group, so the muscle is just going, I don't know what to do here, because I'm getting too much information. You know, you're not fatiguing the muscle, but you're just making the muscle go, dude, it's cool, just chill out, it's fine. Number two, you are overloading the nerves, so the nerves are going, okay, all right, fine, we're just gonna chill out here and just hang back and let things happen. Number three, this can actually increase and establish increased blood flow to an afflicted region, and of course, blood flow to an afflicted region is never a bad thing. All the capillaries release, all the, you know, the blood vessels and everything, try to get blood flow through there. So if you're actually taking any kind of pain meds, like I loaded up on Tylenol earlier, you're putting the pain meds where you need the pain meds. All good stuff. These units typically run about $40 or so on Amazon or eBay or anywhere else on the internet if you want to terrorize them. You don't have to get the Prospera unit. This one tends to be a very good one, and it is non-rocket science. Typically what I tend to do is I'll tend to turn it on. Okay, obviously there's two little, you know, kind of on-off with a, like, you know, variable settings, and literally you have, sitting on the cord, you literally have a 1 to 10 scale on these little dials here that you can see. Now, you see this little, like, you know, LCD path as it's scrolling along. What that's showing is it's showing how the current is going in. So the current is actually going low, going high, staying, tapering off. And you can increase the speed of the cycles. You can increase, like, the style of the cycles for lower intensity or higher intensity. And pretty much it's just kind of playing with the thing to try to figure out which really, truly does work for you. Now, the units themselves are actually, you know, it's not like you're going to go on like a flight and TSA is going to pounce on you saying, hey, man, you're going to have that look like some kind of a blah, blah, blah device. They know what these things are, okay? You basically tell the guy, look, I'm transporting a STIM unit. I got back problems. I got this, that, and the other thing. Put this in your carry-on luggage. They're basically just going to look at the box, open the box, go, okay, you have nothing untoward in there. You can proceed. Now, the thing is, for me at least, this thing is a game changer. When I'm having really, really bad days or really, really bad times, this is about the only thing that really keeps me running and gunning. Now, I actually have used professional units, and the professional units, they do exactly the same thing. The biggest difference, of course, is the professional units, well, they tend to have a lot more juice. This thing is about, it's about 7/10 of what they have in the professional scheme of things. But I will tell you for a fact, do not turn this thing on and go to maximum intensity. You're going to freak out going, ah! What you have to do is you start low. And as your body acclimates in the course of probably about 2 to 3 minutes, just start ramping it up and ramping it up and ramping it up till finally you reach your comfort level and threshold. When you reach that comfort level and threshold, just leave it there for a little while. When you've reached that comfort level and threshold, max it out. Get it to the point where it's actually, you know, it's actually almost hurting, okay? Ride that out for a few minutes, eventually reach a baseline where your body goes, oh, okay, you want to have this thing maxed out for a while, and trust me, they say don't use it more than 15 minutes. Wrong. I've used this thing for hours at a time. No ill effects whatsoever, other than basically making the muscles relax. Use this for what it's worth, folks. You know, the STIM units are cheap, simple, stupid, and they do work. Wear and tear parts are going to be the pads. Wear and tear parts are going to be the cords and stuff. You can find all those replacements over on Amazon. These things are absolutely awesome tech to have another wrench in your toolkit that can possibly keep you running a gun in the worst of times. STIM units. Definitely check them out. I'm going to break off on this one, folks. Eat good, keep the sun ring as always. You know what, you love it. Stay electrical. Good times. See you guys.